Northeast, the whole house. They up in bed with the flu. They're not feeling well. He sound bad. He really look worse, but I hope he feels better real soon. Naughty get better soon. We'll try to hold it down for you today, and hopefully he'll be right back tomorrow. If not, you'll be stuck with Pearlie. But Naughty, I'm sure he'll be a lot better by tomorrow. But good to be here. Wonderful. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I can't wait for the 5 o'clock hour to talk sports. Oh, my Dolphins. Oh, my goodness. But in the meantime, let's talk about some other things. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest today. Last minute, so we're going to have to play this by ear, see how we do, have a good conversation. But let's look at the Guardian front page first, and let's take it from there. Front page, headline, Pintard slams government's flip-flop on NIB, calls OPM's contradiction troubling, shameful. Monroe tells RBDF troops, we will ensure your safety. Witness in Gibson trial denies any wrongdoing. Bahamas still says no to free movement of people under CARICOM. I saw the concerns about that over the weekend. In the business section, group pushes opposition to Goldwind penthouse project. Website claims 14-story, 100 million condo building will create environmental challenges. Authors argue project constitutes overdevelopment of the Goodmans Bay, an area that contend is for the people. List goddess, cheaper for local charter to register boats in another country. Abaco Big Bird focus on stabilizing supply with new hatchery. And ERCOT tells mobile providers to build opt-out feature for ads by text. Yeah, a bunch of ads jumping up and you can't opt out. So how y'all do? What y'all feeling today? What you thinking about the increase and the back and forth with OPM and the minister on the NIB increase? I see. You know what? We can take claim for the conversation we had on Thursday in reference to our troops going. That brings an awareness that the minister is making it public that they will ensure that our Defense Force troops are safe if and when they do go to Haiti. How do you feel about that? Free movement. There was a conference, and I think there was a video, audio going around where Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, had said that they've overwhelmingly agreed with the free movement, unrestricted movement within the CARICOM countries. Of course, Panic Haiti, I got but 92 texts asking did I see it or I knew anything about it. All I knew at the time, I know we have already said we weren't going to do that. And then I see that announcement was made. So I was a little bit confused as well and wanted to get a clearer understanding. Did we change our posture on it or our policy on it? And then I see the government put out and said we're not a part of the CARICOM like that. So that free movement doesn't apply to the Bahamas, and that we still have our measures in place and our restrictions and our requirements are in place. So is that a good thing? Is that a good thing for the country? For some way, I'm hearing conversation that some people are saying that we don't have enough workers in the country, that we can use an influx of more workers in the country. Now, I don't know in which areas they're referring to. Are they meaning general laborers? Are we talking doctors, nurses? Are we talking professionals, bankers, accountants, actuaries? Do we need, or are we, I know we do have a whole lot of undocumented, illegal aliens, yes. But do we need to have an influx of more laborers coming into the country to fill gaps where they are? Are there gaps? Are we just not recruiting within our country properly? Or because we demand higher salary than the migrant workers, that is harder to hire and it's more cost effective to work with migrant workers? Is that what it is? Do we need it? I don't know. I don't know. I am very concerned. At my age, I can't say I'm very, let me rephrase it. Yes, I'm very concerned going on at NIB. I've been hearing the warnings about NIB for a while. Listening to a particular actuary talk about where we're going with the fund, and there needs to be some things done. So one explanation is when NIB first started, we had a majority of Bahamians were under the age of 65, under the retirement age. A vast 60-some percent or a large percentage, I don't know the amount. But that number's now flipped because we all of us who are in our teens or in our early 20s in the 70s, not me, some. I was in my teens. In the 70s, are we the majority of people who need the claim of NIB? So is it because we just didn't plan it properly for the monies to be there when we are that age? Somebody said, oh, no, they lend too much money to the government don't pay them back. Is that so? I know I've seen some loans from NIB to the government in the past. Are they being paid back? Have they been paid back? Was that a good investment? I know NIB owns a lot of buildings. Are they collecting the rent? Was that a good investment? Do we need I think we do need an increase in NIB. I think we do need an increase in NIB. If it goes the way that the minister says, and I know him personally, so I can, but what he say, 1.5% increase over every 2 years for the next 20 years. That's a lot. At the end of the day, you see, it ain't gonna affect Pearlie per se, because at that time I can be at the age that I will not be paying NIB. I will be collecting NIB if God willing that I'm still around. So over the times in 2024 it hits me. 2026 it will hit me. But 2028 I can be collecting NIB. You might know how old I am now. Put your math together. You would want to know how old I am. But at that time so it won't affect me as much. Or some of us, those of us who are in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and maybe even those in our 50s moving forward, it won't affect us as much. I'm more concerned about my daughter in her 20s, my grandson who's younger, 6. I'm concerned about where they're going to be at the time. When all this is, when you're taking, and if it goes by what you're saying now, I could be wrong, and I hope that we get NIB on the program to give us an explanation or explain to us what it is, how it would work and what everything else will cost. So that's what we know. So until such time I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, I'm guessing, and what some people are saying, you're talking like $26 a week. Or 26% increase, sorry. 26% increase. Which is taking you a plan. I think some people pay around 10. Maximum 125 or somewhere around there. Taxing us to death. Oh, let's see what this text has to say. Pearlie, that depends on job required to hire outside. Well, that's why I'm putting that out there so you can give me give me some idea. Do we need it? Where are we short in the job market? I remember a story I heard on Guardian Radio. They was interviewing a skilled construction worker. I don't want to say mason or carpenter, but skilled. And they were saying that they were asking for X amount of dollars, and let's just go with they were asking for $1. But they said they can pay the migrant worker 50 cents. So it's better to go with them, and they're asking me to drop my price. And while in one side of my head I was saying, bro, you should drop that price because you really need to make that money. But in the next side of me, I'm saying, but you're a professional, you should be compensated for your skills and your training and your qualifications. Could there be a happy medium there somewhere? But the contractor, that brother or lady, trying to maximize their profit and build a good building. So if I can get away and get a person who sneaking in down to work for me and I don't have to pay him the big bucks, I can save, I may maximize my profit. I don't know. But I need your help on that one. NIB will be taking 25% of your salary on top of VAT and other taxes. That is scary. Pearlie, NIB needs to be streamlined and downsized. It's overstaffed, and government use it to sneak persons in public service. Additionally, government needs to collect outstanding funds owed by businesses and stop using the funds to bail out sinking corporations. Is it really overstaffed? I think the rich should pay more, so you qualify for income tax. And that's a conversation to be had, you know. I don't like that. Because the man who makes $250 a week paying the same VAT as the man who making $250,000 a month. That can't be right. Something don't balance to me there. I personally will have not a problem with some form of income tax if we have to be taxed. Don't go about down the Pearlie saying we should tax people. I said if we have to review our taxation, I would prefer to see an income tax and you pay based on what you make. On a level of, if you had a certain amount of money, similar to what Americans do, and a certain level of dollars, you pay 5%. This month you pay 30% or whatever like that. That way you get the government getting the money just like VAT, probably quicker than VAT, because they're coming out your salary. And coming out your salary and as the onus is on your boss to make sure the money gets there. I think it would be a better way to collect. I think it would be a more equitable way to collect taxes. But then again, that's just me, I come with some weird ideas sometimes. We'll be getting some other subjects. You can't drop your price if you're trying to keep a good brand. Amen. There are many different auto parts stores that are cheaper than AID, but they don't lower their price and still get customers. You got a point there, Mr. Texter. No, that is how NIB is. The man who makes less pays the same as the man who makes more. That's the point I'm raising. So I prefer to see that we pay based on our salaries. What say you, Mr. Producer? You want to pay based on your salary? I will continue to say that I don't know if that is the way we want to be. But the bottom line is, are we getting enough information on and like I said, I would like to get NIB people here because I want to talk about if we're getting enough information, enough clarity, where I can understand, so you and I can understand where it's going. Like I say, in another 2 years or so, it won't affect me as much as it may affect me because I may not be able to collect NIB. In that instance, because they ain't got no money they can't pay. So we need to take an honest look at this. The government needs to come clean with the people. Just lay it out there and let us look at where we at with NIB and lay it out and say, listen, in 5 years we can't pay you this. In 6 years we can't pay that. Or this year we have to do this. Texas says Flying Field gave the government sector a minimum wage increase just to take it back in NIB. LOL. Good old bait and switch. Plus the minimum wage increase was only for the government sector. What about private sector folks? Remember, Perry took $100 million and deposited in BOB to cover all those the Potcake and other PLP did not pay back. They need to put that money back. That was what it was. I forget, did it come resolve? That's what they call. What happened to that? That's still around? I don't know. I have no idea if that's still around. Anyway, Carly on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Pearlie.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Papa, how you doing, bro?
Everything cool. Thank God for life. So
Amen.
glad you catch my voice one shot.
Man, listen, I've been listening to your voice for 100 years. I must know it by now. Not just here.
Yes. I remember. Because one time you used to be like a boss over me, but I didn't even know. But you was one of the big down in that place. Also, I wanted to say to our good friend, regular listener who's listening, I can't say Pearlie is cute and nice as she said, because when she said it sounded like she's touched something in you.
Ah, yeah.
That's a joke for her today.
Yeah. So what's up?
I I just wanted, because, when they doing wrong, we criticize them.
Yeah.
And they feel like, you can't be PLP and criticize them. Yes, that's the kind of person I criticize them and put right where right is. Something what they did, what I think, someone told me before, they deserve no credit, and you don't have to thank them for it, but, I think it's a good thing on behalf of the government.
What's that?
I understand last week sometime Prime Minister was somewhere by Albany Sales Primary or somewhere.
I saw something on Facebook.
He officially, it ain't no pilot program no more. Say all the schools around the Family Island and Nassau can get the free breakfast.
I saw the visit there. I saw it now, but I've not heard the official announcement of it. I know you
could double check, because sometimes I don't really hear.
I saw it. There was it was on Facebook, and they had pictures of it in the story that he was visiting the school and showing them sitting talking to the kids, and they did make mention of that in the story. But what I'm saying is I haven't heard the official announcement from the government yet. But it could come. I think they're wrapping up the budget today, and I think when Minister Monroe does the wrap up, he may mention that. So let's wait to see what happens there.
I was wondering if that's a recording of that live on TV.
Yeah, they should be wrapping it up today if it's not finished yet.
Because I hear Dr. Minnis talking again and sound like the same things that he say last.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're on break. Maybe they're on break. I don't know. I know they were in earlier today.
Yeah, I think in spite of some people might say, well, I ain't nothing to talk about the breakfast program.
No, I think it's a good thing. I from Chippenham, so I know, but young boys who and young girls and boys who go to school, and some stay home because the mommy can't give or the daddy can't give them lunch money. I've helped a couple of kids like that.
God bless you.
Because I keep talking about there's got to be a better thing going, and I like that program, particularly within the inner city and the family, and ensure that these kids get a hot meal to start the day off with.
Yes, I love that. They're the kind of things I want Brave Davis, my Prime Minister, to be doing. People might say they're small things, but I guess it's them same little small things where we need attention to, the low-picking fruits, what easy to do, what some people count like it's a burden and a problem to do it.
Yeah.
They're the things we need done. You remember a couple of weeks ago when someone was reported on the news that two Bahamian men from over by the hotel over there in Freeport was questioned or something about.
Yeah, there was a story. Yeah,
and I called the show. Yeah. That was in UA.
I don't remember that, but
I think it was you or someone, and you all say, "Come on now, give them some time, let them do their due diligence." But I hear these same people who I was listening for to say something, who say they represent the women and the LGBT. I think the last name for the woman is Wallace, and yes, I said it today, Miss. I don't know your last name, and she was talking about still waiting on a lot of things to be implemented and laws for women's rights in this town and stuff like that. And she say it's not just for tourists. And when she say tourists, I was saying I wonder if they had enough time to do their due diligence, if they get anything to say.
I am hearing something, and I'm not sure. I'm going to follow up on it, but I'm hearing, because I think there was a story in the Freeport paper, that comes in the Guardian every Tuesday.
Yeah.
There was a story, and the guy, I think the guy was vindicated. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to follow up on that, and
no one was charged, right?
I don't think so. I'm going to double check that. I'm not sure.
Clearly, all I check and all I was interested in, I ain't trying to get no one charge. I ain't trying to put nothing on no one. I want them women, who stand for LGBT and for women's rights. Because I agree with some of the things what they be standing for. That marginal rape and all that, I kind of confused. That's sound like complicated, and she mentioned that and all. I want them condemn what happened or support what happened and saying how we put right where right is.
Trust me, I think at the end of the day, once the truth is out, the full story is out. Let's say the full story is out.
I guess we got to give them another 6 months.
No. I think that can be wrapped up pretty soon. I think you can be here.
Pretty soon? 6 days or 6 weeks?
Now, don't quote me now. See,
okay.
Don't hold me to that.
I'll wait till they do this, God's will.
Okay, brother. All right. Thanks for calling. Okay. Carly on the air. How you doing today?
Hey, Pearlie, what's happening, my brother?
Hey, what's up?
Right here, man. Listen, let me add something to Corpus' commentary. If this matter happened in the United States of America, let me tell you something. One thing that you could give to their justice system, they don't spare any expense to get to the bottom of this case. Now, this case came, it happened, put a bad stain on this country in terms of its people, and yet it seems as if it just went into the wind. We're not hearing anything from our government. We are not hearing whether the allegations have been proven true or false. We have allowed two persons to besmirch a country and its people, and our government is silent on this matter. Why aren't we really inquiring and keeping the people, the Bahamian people, abreast on this matter? You know, right now we have to contend with the allegations of the cruise ships telling our visitors not to come off the ship with jewelry or money. So when that happens, then what happens to our economy? It takes a tank.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have the reputation of of our people now being put under the microscope, and yet there is this deafening silence. I mean, where are we with this matter? Why haven't these two women, in particular, because this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened a couple times. You know, why is it that this matter is not being pushed where these women are brought back here to answer to these things that they mentioned, and then you have these supporters out here who supporting the nonsense in terms of in other words, I'm trying to say let true transparency of this case come forward, because these women are having
we need to, and I'm going to try to get some information on this. We have
to put. I mean, this is a very, very, very serious matter. We can't let this just go just like that.
Tomorrow we do have the Grand Bahama crew on the show at 4:00 tomorrow. And if Naughty's doing the show, I'll ask him. And matter of fact, I'll send a note to Darren or Sarah to ask them to do some checkup on it in Grand Bahama. So when they come on the show tomorrow, they can give us a better understanding of where the case is, if there's anything to say about it. How's that?
Well, I'll close on this, Freddie.
Okay.
And, it's not just even a Freeport matter. This is now a Bahamas matter.
It is.
It could have happened in Athens. It could have happened in El Salvador. It could have happened anywhere. And I just think this half-stepping that we do, we must do a much better job. We want transparency, accountability, and we want truth and justice to always be at the forefront of everything. But anyway,
all right.
Freddie, thanks for taking my call.
We'll see about that. And tomorrow, listen out and be able to get some information, okay? Take time. All right, let's read these quick. Oh, everybody taxing. Let's see, okay. Pearly, pay taxes based on your income. Okay. I pretty much kind of, support that idea. VAT is purely a consumption tax. It has nothing to do with how much more one person makes than the other. If the rich man consumes the same amount as the poor man, they pay equally. There's nothing unfair about that. That's your opinion. I always tell people, the rich man, all right, I can around that one. It's your opinion, you're entitled to it. They can't provide no information on NIB because it's slush fund. Monies aren't supposed to be tracked in slush funds. Who NIB buying dilapidated mansions for, though? Are the mansions being rented out or something? Let's see. Pearly, I remember working at a laundry hotel as an assistant manager. They bring in a foreigner and paid him more than that was a slap in my face. I understood. Good afternoon. That pilot breakfast program was birthed by the former Minister administration. Point. True. Hi, Pearly. Government departments and corporations must pay NIB what they owe to the entity. Bahamians, I call on you to demand that the government departments pay what they owe. Stop taxing us. As Mr. Penn says, balance the budget. And one more. Good day, Pearly. The problem isn't taxation is in this country because we pay a lot of taxes and get no return or true value for our money. The problem is our leaders' lack of money management. The trips, not collecting outstanding bills, misappropriation of funds, wastage, government cars on the road after hours, and not being used for government official work. Use the VAT money for what it is intended for. What is intended for? I have mixed emotions on government employees having cars, and we can say something about that, but let's take this call. I'll call you on the air. How you doing?
Good day. How are you?
Thank God for life. What's up?
Okay. This thing with Mr. Davis mentioned the other day about breakfast for all the children in school.
Yes.
That has an unforeseen problem that they're not looking at.
And that is?
They're taking care of a lot of illegals that are not supposed to be here, that haven't put anything in the system. Now, it's not about the food I'm talking about now. Don't think I don't want people to eat. But you have people that keep benefiting from this country, and the people that are here and born here and who are Bahamians, you can't even get to see a minister or somebody when you got a problem.
Uh-huh.
And here it go, people coming in this country, illegally or with false papers or whatever, and they're benefiting, from the cradle straight to the grave. That bothers me because I am one of the people that pay all kind of taxes.
It's bothersome to the point that I agree with you that we need to crack down on that, but it's also bothersome if they know how to work the system better than us, we got a problem there.
Right, that is what happens.
So if we don't know how to work the system, we need to learn to work the system.
But, because we are probably in a little better situation than them in most cases,
And too much pride.
we tend to shun those kind of things because most of the Bahamian children are not going to eat breakfast at the school.
What a lot of them do?
Yes, but I'm saying a good bit of them, they're going to come with their lunch money.
Yeah.
And they're not going to, because, see, it's going to become a stigma thing. Children are cruel.
Yeah.
And it's going to become a stigma thing. And a lot of children would not want to be seen getting, because children just tease one another. But anyway, we're not even, I don't want to get into that part of it.
Okay.
I just want to say, I see them doing things that are not called for in this country, and they're not taking care of the things what are supposed to be taken care of.
So it's
just like, okay, we don't have an MRI machine in the hospital. We got to go to a private doctor to get that done.
Okay.
They should have up to about 5 of them in the hospital for the amount of money
they
this country.
they ain't that cheap though to get. I know what
But
you're saying.
still,
I understand.
let's say one costs $1 million.
5 is a lot, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but let's say even if one costs $1 million.
Uh-huh.
They spending money on things all day that seem so frivolous.
So it goes down
And
to
then-
the management of the country.
Right, and then they don't have a printing machine to print license plates. You could buy a printing press now machine that could carry you for the next 100 years. Why don't you invest in that today
Okay.
and solve this problem? You see the amount of cars riding around now without license
I see
plates.
that. Yeah, a lot.
How much-
That's very concerning.
How much foolishness they're gonna do
Yeah.
before they tend to the things.
And I
that
think the police officers getting tired pulling them over
Yes,
because
the police, you
you
give
pull
them
them over,
extra weight.
you give them a letter, they let you go. So now they say, that's probably another one.
And you
then-
know what? Listen, I ride around and look at the cars that don't have license
yeah,
plates.
I've noticed it. I've been noticing
I
it the
don't
last
know
few
if they're the
weeks.
criminals or they decent people who just ain't got their
You
plates.
don't know. I agree.
So the police now got to stop these people to find out if they.
I had a friend who had a rental car the other day, and he said, "Let's go." I go, "Where? Not me. I ain't got no bed June tonight. That ain't got no plate on it. I have a ladder." I said, "Yeah, but the whole headache you gonna have to go through to get pulled over, to go through all of this." I said, "To me, I'd rather stay in my house and watch basketball or baseball."
Yeah, and then now we complaining about the illegals in the country.
Yeah.
And you know what burns me up is when I see the children get off the bus and they go to those track roads, and you can't see where they go.
Ew.
You don't know who
Yeah,
all or
yeah.
what all
It's-
is in the back there.
Yeah, it's
And we're gonna bus them to school. We're giving them free education.
well,
they
we
get
have to. I mean, but the point is,
hospitalization.
I understand it, but they are kids, and I have
Yes,
a different
but
feeling when it comes
the
to kids.
adults, though, we take care of the adults after a while.
Point. Okay.
They become adults, and then they go to the hospital. They have children. They have this. They have that. And it just don't end to the amount of money they cost in this one little country.
We got to fix it.
So, anyhow, I don't
All right.
know. Probably it's just me. I don't know.
No, it ain't you. A lot more than you are making the same
Yeah, because
concerns.
it seems like I'm the only one who would
Oh
bother.
no, I've got a lot of number of callers, and people are complaining.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Mr. Belusa, we ain't take a break yet. Let's take a break, please. We take our first break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more. This is Guardian Radio on 96.9 FM, and this Pearly Talking Heads. You'll see you in a minute.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Enjoy the flavors of summer with a mega-sized KFC combo and get a secret code for a chance to win. KFC and Pepsi is giving away daily beach bundles of a KFC bag packed with KFC shades, a bucket of 25 KFC whole wings, and a 2-liter Pepsi, plus a weekly cash prize of $1,000. Whether it's original recipe, spicy, or barbecue, get your favorite KFC combo today and mega-size your summer fun. KFC Nassau, it's mega finger-licking good.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
And we're back. Pearly sitting in for Naughty today at Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9. You know, the brother under the weather. Naughty, I hope you feel better real soon, my brother. Get well. Okay, somebody had said something and I wanted to comment on that and I can't remember which. Let me just double check. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the government cars. Government cars, yeah. I understand the point you're raising, and I think that they should be used for government hours, but I think that there's some level of management in government, deputy directors, stuff like that, should not be restricted. And I say why I say this. If you look at a deputy director in government, and they're making $10 a week, their counterpart in the private sector probably making $15 or $20 in a week. So when you look at it like that, you basically, for love of your country, taking a sacrifice and a pay cut. So they have to give you one or two other perks to match what you don't have to, that the private sector guy don't have to pay. The private sector guy making $20 a week, he got his own car, he paying for his own gas, he doing all that. Unless he strike a deal with someone, they have some other arrangements. But 9 out of 10, that's how it go. But if I have to do the same things and I'm making far less, it's a far harder burden on the government. So you give them a little benefits. That's my only rationale on that. And I think it should be in management. I think the average, if it's a clerk or somebody, their car should park 5 o'clock. I agree with you on that. So that's the point I was raising on that. And, you know, everybody got to buy you. If you don't agree with me, fine, that's no problem. Hi, Pearly, what about the NIB money they spent on those 2 old houses out west? Sell them at market price, please. Also, go get that resolved money from the PLP and FM and cronies. Mr. PM, start with that. Now, what old house you talking out west? I ain't quite sure, but I ain't sure about that one. Pearly, I wish I was paying NIB. I would be getting more in return. NIB is not that. It's a serving. Listen, when you put money in the NIB, I don't think you get back what you put in over the years, you know. And I need to do the math of that. Because it's not like you're getting a couple $1,000s a month or something like that when you retire. All right? Don't think it's a whole lot of money. It's not. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, buddy, good afternoon. How's everything with you?
Hey, my brother. Oh, thank God for life. How you doing?
Yeah. I'll show you the Lakers game last night.
Oh,
we can talk about it later.
That's a good one. Yeah, we can talk about that later.
So listen, let me just help you now.
Okay, please.
So there's 2 sets of government vehicles.
Okay.
There's the departmental issue vehicles.
Okay.
And there's what they call government issue vehicles. And like you say, it depends on the rank you have. They may issue a government vehicle, right?
Okay.
But the main reason is for you to always have reliable transportation in the event you're called on. Because most of the departments, technically they're on call all the time.
Point, yes.
Something happens, they got to leave and go.
Yes.
You don't want to say, I couldn't go, my car was flat, the wife had the car.
Yeah.
I had no transportation. So the government makes sure to provide you with transportation, reliable transportation, that they're responsible for making sure it's maintained, all the rest of that.
Okay.
So you have no excuse as to why you couldn't get to a meeting on time, or when they call you couldn't move right away.
Well, I got that.
That's what the main reason.
That's my reasoning. Okay.
Right. Now, mind you, some persons may think when they see a government vehicle moving about, they may think people's abusing it. But like you say, some of it comes as part of the perks for the position you hold.
Yes.
All right?
And
That's the NIB thing that people are talking about. I sat on NIB board for 5 years under Hubert Ingham last administration.
Yes, yes.
And they were struggling with the actuary saying from then that there was going to be some issues with NIB based on the revenue, which is the payout amount, which is the expenditure.
Yes.
The problem is this, though. The government, successive governments, will use NIB funds because a certain percent of the NIB funds is allocated for investment to yield more profit.
Yes.
They build all these government buildings out of NIB funds.
Yes.
And I think the problem is they never ever get an opportunity to pay NIB back. So most of these buildings you see the government own, the ones in the last 15, maybe 20 years, NIB funds, for the most part, build those buildings.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
And so they're supposed to pay the fund back.
A mortgage.
But like Peter taking from board, that's right. It's like Peter taking from board.
Yeah. But are they paying? Are they paying it back?
That is the thing. I don't think that they will pay it back.
Okay.
And there was one or two instances where, when we were on the board, we thought the funds were being abused. They were bought a building that was valued $4.5 million in the market, and they spent $10 million for it.
Oh yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
breaking us.
Yeah.
When we were on that board, stuff like that happened.
Yeah.
So some funds are being abused, but for the most part, I think it's more revenue paid out.
Okay.
Than more expenditure than revenue.
Okay.
And that's because NIB was designed out a large working market that we've been paying contributions.
Yes.
Now, the last point I'll make is this, because on our board was when we introduced kind of persecuting employers for not
paying. Yeah.
And the starting about it is, and I still cry shame these employers do this, they take the contribution from the employees
and
they don't pay it to NIB.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, you can't take my
And
money
so
to pay.
I would hope that the government or NIB is continuously prosecuting persons.
Okay.
For not paying those contributions.
All right. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Man.
Thanks, my brother. We talk soon.
Okay, good.
Call you on the air. Call you on the air. How you doing? I guess they gone. Call you on the air. I guess both times. Listen, you got to be a little patient with me, I keep telling you all this. I a little wordy. I can be a little wordy sometimes. So just bear with me, okay? Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon, brother. How you doing?
Hey, hold on. Let me read these two texts because I think you call around me. Hold on a second. Great show as usual. Government work up to 12. Anything after 12 is considered a full day. We pay government workers for time they ain't working. Okay. And the problem with vehicles is the luxury. Do you need a 70,000 vehicle auto to do your job? Anton, what's happening?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my brother. What's happening?
All right. And
You got the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I just called to speak to some of the misinformation provided by one particular caller who listed off a laundry of stuff. But I don't know if the person is doing this deliberately or they're doing it because of lack of information, but it's misinformation nonetheless. As it relates to the Road Traffic Department, the caller claimed that the government doesn't have the printing machines. That's a lie, really. I mean,
okay, so, all right, hold on. Okay, fine. So why we ain't got no license plates?
The government has machines, and they are housed at Her Majesty's prison.
Why we don't have no license plates?
I'm going to explain. Where persons down there are currently doing the printing to catch up with whatever backlog there was in the system. As you would know, Pearlie, in your experience and professional life, man-made machines, they sometimes they experience challenges, okay? Sometimes they experience challenges. Sometimes they go down for maintenance. The same thing happens at NIB. The same thing happens at Atlantis. The same thing happens at Bahama. The same thing happens.
Yeah, but Anton, and yes, you're very correct, and I accept that. But for real now, let's be honest. It's been too long that you ain't had no plates. This one before Christmas.
Well, I can't speak to who doesn't have plates and what their specific reason is. But I just wanted to ensure that persons appreciate the government of the Bahamas Road Traffic Department does have machines, not machines.
They have machines that are not working then? That's what you're saying?
No, they're working.
So how soon do we expect plates?
Plates are being printed right now as we speak.
How soon can they have them put in the floor?
I can't speak to to the timeline
Okay.
of when the plates will all be up to date in
All right.
terms of those outstanding.
All
But
right.
the printing is ongoing. As it relates to MRIs and CAT scans and that kind of stuff with the hospital, they're in.
But
it's another set of
don't take that one
information.
on. That ain't a PLP issue. That's just a basic issue of government. Don't even take
Right,
that one on.
that's a medical issue.
Yeah,
which
but
is
don't take
why-
that one on. Don't try to defend the government for that one. Leave that one.
No, I'm not. it's
Let's
not
go to
about
the next
defending.
one.
I'm just trying to ensure that correct information is brought to their way.
No,
If you
that
have a
person
rec-
that person didn't say anything wrong. They just didn't like the idea that they don't have it like that. That's all. And that's
if you
just
have a referral,
that's a call.
Burley,
Uh-huh.
If you have a referral from PMH, that referral, which allows for you to get a subsidy from the government,
Yes.
which allows for a reduced cost at any of the private entities
Yes.
that
But
does have the
and
MRI.
I done. Even though we get that and the reduced cost, it ain't much. But I know what you mean. I know about that. I'm very familiar with that.
And so there isn't any service except some specialty services that are performed outside of country that if anyone requires, they could not access, whether it be through PMH or one of PMH partners.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, we need to stop this nonsense.
Yeah, but
playing
you can't,
politics.
that ain't. Now you taking this to politics on this issue right here. This particular issue, I think you taking it to politics. And I
That's
told
all
you.
it said. Government don't provide.
I know, and I told you to leave this one alone. Government is not just
Okay.
PLP. Government is both the opposition and the winning parties to government. So
Let
let's
me
leave
move
that
on
one.
to let me move on to another issue.
Okay.
This whole NIB discussion, Curly.
Yes.
The former minister of state responsible who had responsibility for NIB would have read into the public domain a lot of what the challenges are regarding NIB. Now, I don't know about what your last caller said, where he expressed NIB was purchasing buildings that were valued at a small amount for double the actual value of the building. I don't think any responsible board at NIB would allow.
You can only say what you think, Anton. Don't back that one up because
current.
that
Right?
don't fight that one because you ain't sure about that one. Leave that one.
But the Minister LaRota explained that a lot of the challenges with NIB is, the number one challenge is we have an aging population.
Yes.
Right? And that whole aging population and workforce leads into a concern and a general discussion regarding immigration. He also went on to explain that a lot of the assets that NIB owns or NIB invested in and owns, they haven't been maintaining. Therefore, if you purchase an asset that's supposed to appreciate, but you're not conducting the regular checks and balances and ensuring that the maintenance is done on a regular basis, that's going to depreciate.
Well, who
rather
fault
than
that is?
appreciate.
That's the government fault.
I'm not saying it's not.
But
I'm not saying
Anton,
it's
what
not.
you arguing? Hold on, give me a second, bro. What you arguing has already been discussed. Everybody understands all of what you're saying. The question is
a lot of people don't. Bernie.
Yes, they do. A lot of people, maybe a lot of people don't, but a lot of people do as well. Listen to what I'm saying. That's the concern is not that, you know. The concern are two things. A, are they collecting the monies that they lend out? B, are they collecting the rent on these buildings that they have? C, what are they doing to cut expenses so they don't have to make the increase that they're making? They're not saying that they don't think the increase coming, you know. They know that. They're knowing what other measures are being taken to ensure that we don't have to have a 26% increase at the end of the day.
And the Prime Minister, who is also Minister of Finance, along with his Financial Secretary, Mr. Simon Wilson, they also expressed that the government is tightening up, this particular administration is tightening up on outstanding revenue for the government of the Bahamas in all categories.
I'm done. Don't play this. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't do this to me, man.
How is that playing, Pearly?
We're talking
How is
about
that
NIB. Why are you running on with Simon and them talking about they collecting for the country? We know that. We talking. You ducking my question. The specific question is: are they collecting the money they lend? NIB. Are they collecting the money they lent out? Are they collecting? You said Simon Wilson, and you start talking about the government. I'm not interested in that part of it.
The government right now is tightening up their arms as it relates to collection of all outstanding revenue. All outstanding revenue.
All right.
Is what I said.
What's your next point, bro? Okay, I understand. Cool. I got two more callers. I don't want to rush you, but I got two more callers. Any?
And the final point that I'll make is
yes.
As it relates to vehicles, right? Because you expressed that that's something that you have a concern with, and looking at the initial conversation that you started out with as it relates to migrants and how much they're being paid versus the professional in construction who should not have to reduce his cost or his salary in order to be hired on the job. Well, the same applies for government workers, Pearlie. Government workers aren't paid much in terms of direct salary in this country. And to make it more specific, the government sought to ensure that that government workers at certain levels can receive certain
So
benefits.
why are you supporting what I say?
It's to offset. No, I'm bringing it from a different perspective.
Naughty.
To offset
No, I
the
call you
lack
naughty.
in salary.
Anton,
To offset
I
the
said
lack.
that. Anton, I said this specifically. See, you ain't listening to me. I said my counterpart at the private sector makes that much more money.
Right.
So we're not making the money. So different perks come to us by vehicle, a government vehicle, whatever. And also the point that the caller made is that certain management levels of management have to be on call and have to have a reliable
Right. Well, I didn't
transportation.
hear you say that part.
That's why I
Albert.
say you don't listen to me. You
I-
want
no, I
around me.
do
You
listen
want
to
around
you.
me, but you don't listen.
But I'm not rowing, no, Pearlie.
I know.
I'm not rowing.
I know, brother. I know. But
No-
I got to take these other callers because they've been holding from
No
the minute
problem.
you
But
came
nothing
on.
I said is along the line of rowing, Pearlie.
All right, I
All
understand.
right?
Yes,
Anyway,
bro.
thank you for the
Take care. I
opportunity.
appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Call you on the air. How you doing? Did I lose that? Call you on the air. How you doing? I keep telling my callers to be a little patient with me, you know. Be patient and suffering. Be a glow with the spirit. Hi, callers. How you doing?
Hey, buddy, I'm good, man. Listen, Anton need to go down there when they have a press briefing, man. He know everything. He need Keisha Adley job.
No, man. That's my girl. That's my girl. I know when
'cause
Keisha start out.
He know everything. If the plates, the bottom line, the people ain't got no plate.
That's all I'm saying. I didn't ask when the plates come out, you know.
I don't want. We don't want excuses, Anton. We want results. We're not paying this government for excuses. We hired them for results.
Yes.
They said they had the answers to all of these things. When you hire a CEO, when you kick the other one out, you kick out because you say he wasn't performing. You bring this other one and who say
You can do a
I
better
can
job.
do better.
And they ain't done a better job.
We want results, not excuses. No excuses. Excuses a dime a dozen. And
Boy, listen, when I first started out in the business, I had a boss like that, and the boss said, I don't want to hear your excuse. I want the job done. So you know,
man.
You know what got me?
said
You
was
got
gonna
me
be
to do
ready
it.
from
If I give
day
you
one.
exactly, if I give you an assignment and you tell me you can be there Thursday, I ain't checking you no more till Thursday. You know.
You know, the government might as well allow people to get their own private license plate. You know, and like how they do in the states.
I don't mind that. I got Pearlie 62 can be on mine.
Yeah, you know, allow people, if you can't handle the job, then, you know, allow private people to, you know,
Yeah.
get their own.
Makes sense.
I can make license plates.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Then you give me an idea.
We can try to fix this country, man.
We can get there.
This country needs fixing.
We can get there. I have faith in my country. We can get there.
And people like Antoine there, I know sometimes he just get on the, but I mean, you got to know when you're wrong, Antoine. You got to see, man.
And if I rather know the time, we take this other
Have a good
caller.
day, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Call you on there. How you doing?
My good brother Pearlie, how you doing?
Thank God for life. What's up?
You know, normally I'll call you after 5 to tell you how, you know, Chris Jones is still the chief, but
I know listen, I can be crying. You should listen. You should call back. You know, why don't you call me at 5 o'clock? Because I can be crying.
No, I had to call. Listen,
Okay.
I don't know the good brother Anton. I really don't know him. Couldn't pick him out in the room full of Chinese.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if he's in the room for the Chinese, you'll know who he is.
So this ain't placing him.
Okay.
But at some point, he needs to stop coming on the air and acting like the thing with the two long hairs and the tail.
Oh boy.
Okay? These are some simple things. We have been, listen to me, I am 50 years old. I remember having to stand on the line for my ma and my daddy at road traffic to get plate. We've been making plate in this country for years.
Yep.
Okay? If you screw up, simply just say you screw up.
Yeah.
Okay? And the fact of the matter is, people did April. What should have happened by now is they should have said, forget the plate. We giving you all everybody a new sticker because you can make stickers here.
Yeah.
That's all. But the problem is, somebody didn't get a contract for these plates.
Ooh la la la.
Okay? That's
Reggae
all what it
dancing.
is. And if they want to find me, they know where to find me.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, brother.
Okay?
All right.
Somebody didn't get some money for these plates.
Yeah.
Okay? And now they can't produce. And instead of coming out and saying, take this money back and give the people what they're supposed to have. Right?
I got you.
And it happening. And what's going to happen next year? To make up for it, your plate cost can go up and they can tell you all kind of stuff. right? We have to do a better job.
We do.
This country ain't that big and ain't that difficult to run. But we end up with absolute stupidity. I spoke with a friend of mine today who said, listen, at some point, what should happen right now is that we should be able to say to folks, if you have a home, you paying on this home real property tax all your life, that's foolishness. Pay it for 20 years or 15 years to be done.
Get something back out of it, yeah.
Okay, but we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. And he said, I don't understand why people see this. And I said to him, the politicians see this. They know this stuff. This ain't difficult.
No, but, we got to get the votes.
But you know what the problem is? I can use a really...
I got to rush you because you got 5 seconds.
Rush me. Okay? When we was in college, there were certain guys that we know we could call and say, I order pizza, come over.
Bye.
And there's other guys we had to go take out and sit down to a sit-down restaurant. Okay?
Bye.
And the problem is, the Bahamian government, both parties, treat us like a pizza guy.
I hear that. Thanks for calling. Call you on there. How you doing?
Yeah, Pearly.
Go ahead, caller. Oh, I lost them. Call you on there.
Hey, Pearly.
Hi, baby girl. How you doing? You got 30 seconds. I gave you 30 seconds.
Ooh, that's a lot.
All right, 15 then.
Listen, tell Anton, in other words, we want to know when they can stop traveling and put some of that money to help NIB.
Didn't the PM go to Jamaica today?
Pardon?
I think he went to Jamaica today. Didn't the PM go to Jamaica today?
Oh, she is in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
You understand? I could understand that because that was needful. But all of these traveling he's doing is not needful.
I got
They
you.
are wasteful.
Okay.
And they both need to stop it. And tell Anton we do appreciate him trying to grease the pole for us. But listen, it's not Foxville Day and it's not coming up no time soon.
Amen.
Not until August, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I have to apologize. I can't take the last 2 calls. It's 5 o'clock. I'll do this. I'll give you 5 minutes in the 5 o'clock hour. If you want to call me right back at 5:05, I'll take you callers, okay? But I do apologize. It's been a fun hour. This is Talking Heads with Pearly. Today is Monday, and it's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. You got the news when we come back, or we can cry with my Dolphins, or I lose all kind of players. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for listening.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This Easter, from March 29th to April 3rd, witness history in the making at the Betty Kelling-Kenning Aquatic Center. Cheer on Team Bahamas as we dive into history, swimming our way towards a 6th straight victory at the Carifta Aquatics. Feel the thrill of competition as 500 athletes from 24 countries from across the Caribbean converge in the Bahamas for the championship title. Immerse yourself in the greatest youth athletic spectacle being held in the Bahamas this year. Watch live as champions are born, records are shattered, and dreams are realized. The Carifta Aquatics isn't just a competition. It's a showcase of the future of swimming right in the heart of Nassau. Mark your calendars. This Easter, March 29th to April 3rd, the Carifta Aquatics at the Betty Kelling-Kenning Aquatic Center. See ticket information and full schedule at cariftaaquatics.com. See you at the poolside.
Made exactly the way they should be by someone with chicken in their name. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwiches feature a 1/4 pound of all white meat, triple breaded, spicy chicken breast filet on a freshly toasted buttery brioche bun. With your choice of lettuce, tomato, bacon, thick cut pickles, and the perfect amount of Colonel's real mayo or spicy sauce. Every chicken sandwich is freshly prepared and piping hot. Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwiches, the only chicken sandwiches that are finger-licking good.
The Grand Bahama News available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio. It's a Monday. This is Pearly in the house. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Now, I promised these two callers, just these two, that I was going to take your call. So call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, good day, Pearly.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, man, Sparky need to come back and get rid of tight pants lotion, man, because you give him 8 minutes.
I did not. That was not 8 minutes. That was 3.
I time it.
You
okay?
time it? It really ain't for real?
Yeah,
Okay.
anytime you hear his voice, I just check the time.
Okay.
And when you get off, it's from 4:45 to 4:53.
My apologies. My apologies.
I know that must fog up your studio. Right? You see what I'm saying? And like the female said, he wasn't trying to grease the pole. And Ronnie Butler say, "Oh, they put no pepper, no Vaseline, and grease the pole." You see what I'm saying?
Father in heaven,
Look,
behave,
but
behave,
on a more serious note,
please.
that $25,000 what they carry from last week and everything, right? Marion Battle, you know the name?
I know the name, yes.
Huh?
Yes.
I understand that's supposed to be Minister Sayers' wife.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but they need to find out why are they playing with the money, and that's a political move.
What money? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
The disabled money, man. But the thing,
Okay, but she's not part of the disabled thing. She's not part of it.
Well, they say they take the money from the disabled, right?
The money they use for the memorial for late Obie Welch can they take from the disabled? Yeah, the fund. Yeah.
But they need to put that back.
Okay.
But they got it says into two controversial thing now with this.
Yeah, but that ain't under this one ain't him.
I know, but I'm just saying associated. But we can digress from that.
Yes.
The thing,
okay.
Yeah, you understand?
I understand.
Here this tight pants lotion man. Keep telling people but misinformation. He seems to have the answers to everything.
Oh boy.
Right?
Yes.
He needs to stop that because he can't answer, and he was last week running on talking about I must go lotion my children, and he ain't apologized yet. He need to come off this. He need to stay off this radio. You need to bring Sparky back and take him off because he don't know what he be talking about. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
And then the other call I promised to take, call you on the air. Okay. Hello. All right, cool. All right, let me quick read the text and then we can get into the sports. This week in sports history is coming right up. That's hold firm, don't go nowhere. Okay. What do we say here? I don't want to say I ain't reading them, all right? Pandora Butler, former employee of NIB, has pointed out for years that by 18 months after you retire, you have used all the contributions that you put in. Also, life expectancy is higher than when NIB started. These systems were not designed for people to live 10 plus years after retirement. This is why all countries' pension systems, U.S. included, are stressed. Be living longer? Is that a good thing? Or I guess, but that is not. Ask anyone who it takes 3 to 4 to get a driver's license renewal. Okay. The Zandon guy has the answer for every shortfall by the government. He needs to stop Guardian Radio, needs to ban him. He's a PLP propagandist. The machines are not working on the hospital, and you can't get medication for the hospital. Anton have to sing for his supper. Boy, Anton, they shoot you down, boy. I feel for you sometimes, bro. Pearly, one mansion is across the street from the OPM, 2 or 3 houses down from Goodman's Bay. Okay, yeah, PM Christie bought it from Lady Nuffle, Sean McCready's sister, for $3.5 million overpriced, so she could go live behind the gate. His reason was that it's going to be the PM's official residency. What a waste of NIB money. It looks like a base house now. It does look pretty bad out there. Yes, Pearly, you can fill in for Naughty anytime. You know how to deal with callers, but That answer, the PLP never wrong. If I was running the show, I would have taken his call. He's annoying. And probably one thing we don't lotion boy will lotion the PLP. Anton would make millions from a lotion commercial. Oh boy. Okay, read all the texts. We got about the debate. Welcome to Sports Talk. What a day in football. What a day in football. We can get to that in a minute. Thanks for listening. Let's get to the day in sports history. And then we will get into all these signings and oh boy, there's been a lot of stuff happening in the NFL today. All right. I just had it in front of me and it going quick as that. Okay, today is Monday, March 11, 2024. Today in sports history in 1882, the Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association was formed in Princeton, New Jersey. In 1892, the first organized women's basketball game was played. The game was at Smith College between students and faculty members. In 1909, the first gold medal to a perfect score bowler was awarded to A.C. Jellison by the American Bowling Congress. In 1930, Babe Ruth signed a 2-year contract with the New York Yankees for a sum of $80,000. 2-year contract for $80,000. Oh boy, and my boy signed for $70 million. 1948, Reginald Weir became the first black tennis player to participate in a U.S. Indoor Lawn Tennis Association tournament. In 1978, Bobby Hull of the Winnipeg Jets joined Gordie Howe by getting his 1,000th career goal. In 1979, Randy Holt of the Los Angeles Kings was penalized 9 times for 67 minutes in the first period on the game against the Philadelphia Flyers. In 1990, Jennifer Capriati, 13 years old, played her first professional tennis match. In 1990, Dennis Savard, College Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks, scored his 1,000th goal. In 2004, Major League Baseball banned THG. The Health Policy Advisory Committee of Management and the Players Association unanimously determined that THG builds muscle masses. And your quote of the day, before you can win a game, you have to not lose it. Chuck Noll, ex-Pittsburgh Steelers coach. Let's look at what's happening in Bahamian sports. Let's look happening in Bahamian sports. Front page of the Nassau Guardian. SAC wins 4th straight BAISS title. After protests, Big Red Machine prevailed by 15.5 points. I heard they penalized SAC 30 points at the end. BAQ ratifies 36-member Carifta team. Jones Cartwright turns in strong performance. Let's read this headline one more time. SAC wins 4th straight BAISS title. After protest, the Big Red Machine prevailed by 15.5 points. It's been a lot of talk. Who should have been from who shouldn't have been, but who should have been win. That's all I can say. I ain't getting in a row with you. So, all kind of things been happening. Who's in and who's out? We got to get right into that. We got to get right into who's in and who's out. All kind of things going down today in the NFL. We all know that Russell Wilson signed a $1.2 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers to compete for the starting quarterback job of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, people saying $1.2 million. No, hold on now. We all know that the Denver Broncos are in debt, have to pay him $39 million whether he play a game of football or not for this season. So whatever Pittsburgh signs him for, Denver got to pay the balance. So Pittsburgh paying him $1.2 million, Denver got to pay $37.8 million back to him. So he win-win. It's a win-win. 5 seconds is a win. Pittsburgh gets him at the league minimum. That's here when I say the league veteran minimum. A veteran player got to make a minimum of $1.2 million. Wow. I'm a veteran, but not a league veteran, so that wouldn't work for me. But anyway, so he gets his $1.2 million from Pittsburgh and his $37.8 million from Denver. Saquon Barkley signs with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a big move. The Atlanta Falcons, I know I got to call my son and get his views on this, signed a 4-year, $180 million deal with $100 million of it being guaranteed to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the new starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Boy, listen, the Falcons in a really good position. Oh yeah, Saquon signed with the Eagles for 3 years, $37 million. Okay, so he gets a little over $12 million. That's not even bad. $13 million a year. Let's see what else going on here. The Packers cut Aaron Jones, so he's now available. But a lot of people get a lot. But he brings something next year. Then they go right back and they sign Josh Jacobs. So they cut Aaron Jones and they signed Jacobs for a 4-year, $48 million contract, 12 a year. And that's a bit, that, you know what? That kind of pushing the price of the running backs up a little bit, you know. Okay, that kind of pushing the price up a little bit. Now here's the heartbreaker for me. The Raiders give Christian Wilkinson $110 million. He agrees to a 4-year deal for $110 million, which is like $25.5 million a year, with $84 million being guaranteed. That's what the Raiders giving Christian Wilkinson. The Bears get a veteran running back, DeAndre Swift, 3 years for $24 million. What else? The Indianapolis Colts agreed a 3-year deal with Michael Pittman for $71 million. These are a lot of moves. The Buffalo Bills agreed to Pro Bowl Deion Dawkins, gave him a 3-year deal for $60 million. What else? T. Higgins, tell the Bengals he wants to be traded. So we're going to see what goes there. So like I said, the Bears, I did say the Bears signed DeAndre Swift, right? Okay. Boy. Who else? Now, my Miami Dolphins, not only did we lose Christian Wilkinson, I feel like we lose the whole cotton picking team. All my heart broke. Okay, so Robert Hunt, offensive guard, right guard, he goes to the Panthers, 5-year, $63 million deal. You think the Dolphins couldn't give him that? Anyway, that's okay. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Let me know. Here's the next one, heartbreaker. Andrew Van Ginkel. He takes a 2-year, $20 million deal with the Vikings. The only good thing about me losing these players, they ain't getting to no AFC East teams. $110 million to Christian Wilkinson. Let me know your views on some of these people. Then the Broncos go and take my safety, Brandon Jones. Take him for 3 years, $20 million. I don't know. You get $12 million guaranteed. I don't know. So that's like $8 million over 3 years. That's been the moves today in the NFL. It's interesting to see Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles. I wonder how Naughty feels. Well, how Naughty feels about it, because they was talking that he may have ended up a Cowboy. How do you feel about Kirk Cousins going to the Atlanta Falcons? Packers get rid of Aaron Jones to bring Josh Jacobs. Is that an upgrade for the Packers? I think it is. You got a more solid running back. I think Aaron Jones was the better coming out of the backfield catching running back, if I'm correct. That's interesting. That is some interesting stuff that's going on. And it's just starting, you know. There's a lot more to go. Now, I bet Justin Fields can end up. Now, you don't see. Okay, let's see now. Don't be surprised if Justin Fields goes to the New England Patriots. Do not be surprised, because I was picking him to go to the Falcons already. They got Cousins. I said maybe the Steelers. Now, the Steelers got Ed Russell. Tampa Bay re-signed Baker Mayfield. Incidentally, I don't know if I announced that piece. So I'm interested in seeing where Justin Fields is going to end up. And I only can see him ending up now in New England Patriots. Unless the Bears throw a curveball at you, trade that number 1 pick for a bunch of picks, and just show up their team. That's what I would do. I would keep Fields. I would trade that number 1 pick for somebody else in the first round. So I'll have 2 first-round picks. I'll get another second, another third. So I'll have like all kind of picks, just to pick and pick and pick. Texter says, I can't believe Green Bay cut Aaron Jones. They know something. He probably have an injury that they haven't disclosed. That's the question. Is Aaron Jones, is Josh Jacobs a better pickup for the Packers than Aaron Jones? I don't know. I really can't say that one. Mr. Chief called in, and Christian Wilkinson, that was announced yesterday. A day before yesterday, was it? He re-signed with the Chiefs. So he's there for another 4 years, 4 or 5 years, I think his contract is for. So he's there locked down. So now the dominoes are starting to fall in football. Remember when I tell you all, when it comes to football, they've done a fantastic job of marketing their product, their brand. You don't get tired of football because there's something to talk. All right, so we had football all the way to January. February was Super Bowl, and you're talking about the foot. Now we move right into free agency for March. That's all you can talk about for March. And then April is draft. You had the combines last week, so you talk about some studs you see there. Fellow who ran 4.22 in the 40. You talk about that, move right into free agency, pop, big moves, and then now all we doing is talk about football. Baseball starting next week. All we doing is talk about football. And then next month, move right into the draft, and that's going to be the talk into the draft. Who going to do this? Who going to do that? Where you going with this? Isn't the people, them fellas know what they doing. They keep football relevant basically 12 months out of the year. Basically 12 months out of the year. And I admire, as a marketer, a marketing guy, I admire that. I admire that. I think it's brilliant, to be honest with you. I think it's brilliant because no matter what season, and basketball in the heat of it right now, 19 games left. Heat. Oh, yeah, my Lakers last night. Did you see them? The heat of it. And the lead story is talking about Russell Wilson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they talk about Justin Fields. And then they say, oh, by the way, did you know the Lakers won last night? Oh, by the way, did you know this happened? Boston did this? It's amazing what football does to keep itself on top of the fold if you're talking newspaper, or in the A slot if you're talking radio, TV. Isn't that fantastic? Don't you love that? What's going to happen to our Dolphins? Muff, let me know. Because we lose all kind of players. We lose the heart and soul of the defense in Christian Wilkinson. Probably much one of the heart and souls of the team. A team leader, a locker room leader, an out front talker. That's a big blow for my Miami Dolphins. I don't feel Brandon Jones lost too much. I can live with that. Van Ginkel, that one hurt me. Because when Chubb went down, that brother stepped up his game. He's played good all year. So that's a loss. Who can replace him? I don't feel too much about the other loss. But Wilkinson and Van Ginkel, those two hurt me to the core. They hurt me to the core. Is it a loss? Is it a big loss with Robert Jones? I don't know. I think we kept Robert Hunt, if I remember correctly. Is it Robert Hunt? I mix these days. Fellas get somebody sounding so much the same recently. No, actually it's Robert Hunt that went to the Panthers. Let's get it right, Pearlie. Let's get it right. That's the loss. I think we're keeping Jones. We're keeping Jones. What's the depth chart of the Dolphins? What are they going to do? They're still $18 million over the salary cap, so there's nothing much they could do there. It's scary. I don't know. My son and I are huge Dolphin fans, so I called him. I said, what you think? He says, well, the new defensive coordinator says, building for the future. So does that mean we're going to take a step back this year and tote some blows to be better next year? Or does that mean that our offense got to score a lot of points to keep us in the game like we had to do when Dan Marino was there? What is the move of Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles? How does that affect my good friend Dallas Cowboys? This is really, I know I sound like I'm crazy, but for a sports fanatic, that I am, this is exciting stuff to see what's going on, just to see what's happening. You know, some people have hobbies. Some people play tennis. Some people spin. Some people do other things. I like to watch sports and just be like a general manager, you know? Just analyzing and talking about where I think things are happening, what's going on, just to see. But I don't know. What other moves would there be? Let's see what any other, you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. The Dolphins announced that Glasgow is going to be the Dodgers announced that Glasgow is going to be the starting day one starter for the Dodgers in Seoul, South Korea, and then Yamamoto will be day two starter. You know that the season is starting a week early for two teams. For the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres, they're going to play 2 games in Seoul, South Korea. One on March 20th, one on March 21st. So Glasgow will pitch the first game, and Yamamoto will pitch the second game. And I think they're also playing 1 or 2 other exhibition games, if I remember the schedule correctly. And then they come home, and I think everybody else start 7 days later. So I think the whole purpose of them doing that is that they could readjust to the time zones and all that stuff. And so it's not at a disadvantage when it comes to get into the regular season. Then everybody else start, I think, on the 28th. So that's going to be interesting. And I already tell Alexa to wake me at 6 a.m. because the game starts at 6 a.m. here. 3 a.m. in Cali, but 6 a.m. here in the Bahamas. So I'll be watching those games. Of course, I'll still be in bed, so don't think I eat that crazy. Get a cup of coffee, of course. I see the New York Giants are looking at Brian Burns, from the Panthers. So that's interesting. What else we see going on? This is fun. This is cool stuff. You hear the rumors, what people are saying, the talks are, and all that stuff. So let's take another look here. Oh yeah, okay. The Raiders gonna bring Gardner Minshew on a 2-year deal. So he would be there. So that's gonna be okay. Okay. Like we said, then we said the Giants are linked to Brian Burns. We talk about the Packers signing Josh Jacobs. I just can't, and like the texter said, I can't get over the the Packers actually cutting Aaron Jones. Will he end up a Jet? You think he'll end up a Jet? Jet don't really need a running back, but I think if Aaron Rodgers say he wants him, he'll be there. He will be right there. You'll be not going anywhere. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to look at the track and see what any other NFL free agency done. We talk a little bit about football. We'll get into the picks. So when we come back, we talk some about football and we talk some basketball and talk about the Lakers last night and what happened. This is Pearlie at Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Happy Monday.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Whether you like it hot or you enjoy being original, KFC has the only chicken sandwiches with attitude, featuring 100% extra large white meat chicken fillets for 100% flavor. Enjoy the famous flavor of KFC 11 herbs and spices in the KFC Original Recipe Burger, or take the heat up a notch with a spicy filet with our KFC Kentucky Deluxe Sandwich. And for a limited time, enjoy your favorite sandwich with fries for only $7. That's how it's done. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place, is your place.
Around the world, Cleveland Clinic is recognized as a leader in healthcare. Our team of experts relentlessly pursues the best for our patients. From groundbreaking cancer research to state-of-the-art heart surgery, life-saving innovations happen here every day. When it's time to travel for your health, it's time to travel to Cleveland Clinic. Your destination for care, for every care in the world. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
We need to talk, and it's about something pretty important: your NIB contributions. For nearly 50 years, NIB contributions from hard-working Bahamians have supported families and individuals alike. And while the scope of NIB benefits has increased, contribution rates have remained relatively unchanged. That's why starting on July 1st, 2024, both employers and employees will have to pay a little extra to sustain this national lifeline. But how do we get here? Here are the facts. Firstly, Bahamian families have changed. With fewer people having children, there are fewer people eventually joining the workforce. And with Bahamian retirees living longer, NIB payouts have gone up, but the NIB contributions continue to drop. The July 1st rate increase is our way to ensure NIB benefits are available for generations to come. We all have a role to play, and it starts with investing in tomorrow today with NIB.
And we're back. Talking Heads Monday, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Yeah, this Pearly in the house, filling in for Naughty. Got that little flu bug, man. You know, hanging out. Ain't supposed to hang out late. Get wet, must see. Actually, he's complaining about the condition of the gym they were in the other night. And it really dead rats and stuff, so he's not doing well. But get well soon, bro. So, you know, the Giants lost Barkley to the Eagles, but they picked up running back David Singletary. That's the running back from Houston. They get him for a song with $19 million over 3 years, like $7 million a year, something like that. That ain't a bad deal. That ain't bad. Over 3 years. See, the Packers pick up Xavier McKinney. That's not a bad deal for them either. A lot of Robert Hunt went to the Panthers. We talked about that. Call you on the air. Caller going on. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Well,
hey, what's up?
Yeah, man, everything goes. That's a good pickup, eh? Barkley, eh? But you're not happening for the Giants now, then.
No, they got Singletary, the running back out of Houston, who was not bad for Houston last year, you know.
Yeah, he came on bad for Houston last year, man.
For a little over $6 million a year, so that's a big savings for them. Barkley was going to get...
Yeah, that's a big... But when Barkley's healthy, man, he's came on bad. But only the challenges he had over the last 4 or 5 years has been injured.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But don't worry, let them go. Let them 2 other players go. We can lose them. We can pick up. I hear you asking me about the Dolphins. Yeah, we can pick up 2 solid players for them, man. We rebuilding, man. We have to do some things because we see in the last 2 years it wasn't working out. So we have to do some changes, man, and get a solid team going into this 23-24 season, man.
Well, you know what I like when you go because usually make me feel good because I worried. You had to feel it extra good.
Yeah, man. We can do it. We can get past the Bills them this year and everything too, man. We can put the players in place.
With the Bills. The Bills. The team I'm concerned about is the Jets. The Bills lost. They had just as bad a salary cap problem as us, and they cut a lot of good players.
Yeah.
They cut a lot of good players. So I wait to see what happened there.
But be able to beat them in the regular, to beat Josh Allen them in the regular season. Yeah, the Miami Dolphins.
That's why I said I ain't worried about them. I want tease Naughty because I see Tony Pollard gone to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. By the way, too, Noddy. Yeah, man. I hope you feel better, man. I hope you feel better. Well, Noddy, you know what to do. Put some salt in the cat mouth. No, I ain't gotta say nothing else. You know what to do after that, and then you'll be back to wake like 3:45 tomorrow. You can be alright. But Pearly.
Why are you trying to get me in problems, man?
Yeah, I see the girl was in fight last night. All the teammates was in fighting.
My baby was not in the fight. My baby.
Well, she wasn't in the fight. That's what I said. Teammate was in the fight.
Well, actually, you know what happened? I wanted to talk about that game a little bit.
Yeah.
LSU is a physical team, but South Carolina out physical them last night.
That big white girl, push it down, man. Push it down on the ground.
And what happened was they were allowing the referees were allowing South Carolina to beat up LSU. They weren't. Angel wasn't getting the calls. They were being hacked, and it came to a point that the girl picked and Flagey. This girl was going at each other. The girl picked Flagey, and Flagey, the stopper, did an intentional foul grab. Just really grab her by the waist and hold her. Right. It wasn't nothing big. And the next girl who she was joined up with, walk up to her and start shouting in her face, and Flagey push her off. And the big 6'7" girl from the Dominican, I think I can't remember, came and just like tackled Flagey to the ground.
To the ground, yeah.
When she tackled her for the ground, then the bench is cleared. Flagey's brother jumped out of the stands onto the court.
The police had to stop him.
Wait, listen, when he jumped, the police was like right behind him. I thought that was a relay. I thought that was a close relay race, and snatched him so fast.
Right.
So at the end of the day, the 6 players was expelled, was ejected from LSU, and 5 were ejected from South Carolina. So South Carolina did play on the bench. The key about it was the 5 starters from LSU did not get ejected, but they just couldn't pull it off. I thought the referees did a poor job of calling that.
Yeah, I think they do a poor job too. Yeah, Angel said she ain't scared of them, man. She ain't scared of them, but the referee them do a poor job of trying to part that and simmering that down.
I thought so too. So, but now we'll have the NCAA picks, and so I guess that tournament will start real soon. Now this week is all the men's tournaments coming up now, so that should be some good stuff to watch.
Caitlin wins something too, right? She win the final 10 too.
Big Ten championship.
Big Ten championship, yeah.
She got listen.
And break more records again, more records.
Listen, she's my number 2 favorite player. Angel Reese, I love her to death, and I like to watch. Caitlin put on a show last night. I think she had 4 points or 6 points in the first half and dropped 30 on them in the next half.
Yeah, they was down, come back, and then win that.
Girl, she shoot them and then she came up with a key defensive play. She had some good pass. She had a really good game yesterday.
She had a really good game. Your game was really good too, man. That was going back and forth too, but Edwards couldn't pull it off by, he didn't need Towns, but he didn't need Cat.
The problem I have with AD is you can't do that against Joker. You ain't do that against no one else, but because Cat out and because Minnesota hurt you get off.
I ain't knowing.
He just got right off. AD put on a show last night, too.
Yeah, he put on a show. He came on bad. Man, we dropped 3 straight. And then look who we got Wednesday. We got the Joker to Wednesday. Coming off the dropping 3 straight. But Butler,
y'all in trouble.
Yeah, Butler just got a good luck at that. And thinking, Juan Robinson had a good luck at that 3-point, man. I know I didn't go in for the 2 and just tie it up and go into the overtime, man. I don't know, man.
Where y'all was on the road?
No, he's home. He's playing in Miami. And I'd see him win 10 games, 10 and 52 coming players that good players. We need love, and we need Hero back. What do you think about the Patty Mills pickup?
That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup. He ran 1 or 2 trees. I like that.
Decent 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, and he's a champion. He got a ring, and he got experience, the playoff experience, and all of that.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, now guess how scary Terry adjusting, and he just got adjusting. And then when Love and Hero get back, man, then we could be full force.
You think so?
But yeah, I know you're getting into the half, the quarter, the 6, so you got to play the thing. So all right then. Yeah, man, some good games tonight too. Yeah, you got some good games coming. I can listen to you with the picks.
I can do the picks in a few minutes. But I like how the Clippers get beat last night.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too. Yeah, the Bucks beat them.
The Kings, the Bucks beat them. The Kings. You see, I looking at teams with in front of my team.
Man, the Sixers beat New York. That's a big win with New York, and Brunson was back.
Oh, boy, that was
and then Orlando win too. That's what we dropped from 5th place to 8th, Dread, with 1 game.
Muff, that was a crappy game with the Sixers and the
New York.
Ooh, that was a terrible game.
Yeah,
you see
and they got them again.
You see the final score?
Yeah. No, only but
79 to
69.
79
Yeah.
to 673.
Yeah, that's where like half times points, man.
Fellas, say, when I turn it on, I watched the last 5 minutes of the game, and when they were talking about it, I think the Knicks had 63 points, and they say, is this halftime? Or not
Yeah.
5 minutes left in the game, but it was terrible.
I serious, yeah. But he'll, buddy, do a little something today. But they need a beat, man, and then the next need Randall them to come back, man. And we got, by April, everybody should be solid. By the end of March, only but 18 more games. And then we can see what time it is.
But we
all right, then, we can link up. Yeah, I can talk to you. Let me listen to the picks.
All right, I'll do it in a minute. But that's you gone now. But let's look at the standings quick. You got Boston in first, Milwaukee second, which is like 8 whole games behind Boston. The Cavaliers in third, the Knicks in fourth, the Magic in fifth, the Sixers in sixth, the Indiana Pacers is 7th place team, the Heat are the 8th place team, Chicago is the 9th, and the Hawks are 10th. And the Hawks got a 4-game lead on the Nets. So basically, you think those 10 teams are going to be the teams. So you got the Heat will play the Pacers in the play-in game, and the Bulls will play the Hawks. The winner of the 9 and 10 game will play the loser of the 7-8 game. The winner of the 7-8 game moves on. So we'll see what happens there. Over in the Western Conference, right now you got the Thunder on top. The Nuggets a game behind. Timberwolves a game and a half. The Clippers 3.5. The Pelicans in fifth at 6 games out. The Phoenix Suns the Pelicans at 5th, 6 games out. The Suns at 6th, 8 games out. The Kings are in 7th. The Mavericks are in 8th. The Kings got a half a game on the Mavericks. The Mavericks got a game on the Lakers, who are 9th, and the Lakers got a game and a half on the Warriors. And then when you look at the Rockets, Jazz, they 5. So I think they're basically out. So this is good. I think, and this is only pretty prediction. This team, the top 5, the top 6, I think in place. Well, maybe the top 5 in place. Okay, and I think 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 it can be a battle who can finish there, and that's who beat up on each other. The Lakers in the position. The Lakers basically have the same amount of wins as everybody, 36. But they got 2 more losses than the Kings, 3 more losses than the Kings, and 2 more than the Mavericks. So in the loss column, they're down. They just keep winning. You got the Kings on Wednesday. You got to beat them. So that's the best I can say for that. Let's move over to the picks, and then we get to the herd. The herd is going to talk about Russell Wilson moving to Pittsburgh. He's going to talk about some the Baker Mayfield signing, whether that's a sign of maturity. So that should be a really good listen to. And get a little bit about that. So the herd will be coming under the final 10. I saw yesterday the Dodgers played, and this is still spring training, so no biggie. The Dodgers played Arizona. They played the Diamondback. Beat them 12-1, if in case you wanted that. But the fun fact of it is that Dave Roberts, Dave Roberts is the Dodgers manager. His son got an at bat last night. His son is a prospect for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he was actually the last out of the game last night. So that was kind of cool to see. Your son playing. It's tradition that the managers walk up to the umpire. They give the umpire the lineup card, and they give the opposing manager the lineup card. So Arizona sent Dave's son out there, who in turn gave the lineup card to his dad. So that was little good talk. Vince Scully would have made it sound a lot better than I did. Okay, so we got the picks for the day. We can do the NBA today, and let's see. We've got the Charlotte Hornets at the Detroit Pistons. Charlotte got a 4.5 point. Detroit 4.5. You know what? I give Detroit, and guess what? I give Detroit the points on this one as well. Phoenix at Cleveland. Phoenix 6.5. I scared of that one. I'll go Phoenix. Actually, I'll take an upset. I'll take Cleveland and the points. Golden State Warriors at the San Antonio Spurs. Golden 5.5. I'll take Golden State with the points. The Mavericks at the Chicago Bulls. 3.5 point favorites to the Mavericks. I really believe the Mavericks could beat them worse than that score. So I'm going to go with the Mavericks on that. The Toronto Raptors at the Denver Nuggets. Denver got a 15.5 point spread. Boy, that's scary. I'll take the Nuggets and the money line, just to be on the safe side of things. The Boston Celtics is at the Portland Trailblazers. Boston 11.5 point favorites. Now, I think, Boston, I don't know. I won't take the points. I won't take the points. I'll give Boston the win, but I won't take the points because they beat Phoenix by 10 the other night in Phoenix. They playing decent ball. Boy, 10 points over Phoenix. They got what is this? What they got here now? They got 11.5 over point. You know what? I'll take Boston in the spread. Let's just be brave. That make the payout a lot bigger. We know that all the tournaments are beginning today in NCAA basketball. So we look at one or two of them and take a couple of picks quick there. We got the Western Coast, the WCC, the West Coast Conference playing today. You got Santa Clara and St. Mary's. You got San Francisco and Gonzaga. I take Gonzaga. I think St. Mary's will beat Santa Clara, Gonzaga over San Francisco. They're the two key games in NCAA basketball. The women. Oh yeah. Now we know that most tournaments in the women didn't end yesterday. So you got the Big East tournament that's playing, the finals playing tonight. That's Georgetown at Connecticut. Connecticut number 9. Now, you know Connecticut claim to fame is to be the powerhouse. That's the South Carolina taking over for them. So Georgetown at Connecticut tonight. You've got then you got the Big 12 championship semifinals. That's Kansas and Texas tonight, but that's going on right now. All right. And then the other half of it, that was Iowa State beat Oklahoma. That's an upset. And then you got and then Gonzaga beat Pacific in the West Coast Conference semifinals. So that they two major. That's actually Gonzaga win is a big win, but the Iowa State over Oklahoma is a big upset, which puts Iowa State in a better position to make the tournament. So we'll see what goes on there. So that's your picks. Not much else going on out there. The NCAA basketball conference tournaments will heat up over the next few days. And then the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then selection Sunday is Sunday. That's where we'll find out who's going there, who the 68. You know, they have 64 plus they pick 4 more who play the 16, the number 16 season. Each will play that and then they move on. So that's like a play-in. Fellas could do what they could do to keep that money going. Okay, you know, the Dodgers in the middle of the game with the Guardians tonight right now, but that's all preseason. And there's nothing else much going on until tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the calls. The first hour that was off the chain. I do appreciate that. Having to come in at the last minute, you know, for Naughty. Hopefully Naughty will be in tomorrow. If not, you'll see me tomorrow. And tomorrow is Grand Bahama Day, so we'll have guests Sarah Kirby and Darren Cooper in tomorrow to talk about what's going on in Grand Bahama. And then we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Thank you so much, people. I really appreciate the calls. I appreciate the texts. I appreciate everything. It makes you feel good to be a part of this program. This is Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. It's been a great day. Have a nice drive. Be safe. Drive home safe. And we will see you tomorrow.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday. Only at Naughty Johnny's restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip.
deal. Mark Rodgers and Russell should have been patient. Listen, if there's a good fit, grab it. Kirk Cousins still out there. You don't know what the Steelers are going to do, but the Steelers were doing offensively didn't work, and this is the one we thought made the most sense. Russell Wilson now going to Pittsburgh on a league minimum. If he's not a top 10 quarterback, he's definitely a top 3 bargain in the NFL. 2 Super Bowls. Denver didn't work. He was asked to be the savior. They had to give up all the draft capital. They paid him a fortune, limiting what they could get. But Russell Wilson isn't a savior here. He will be an elevated piece at an important position. He will increase efficiency. We've seen him with a strong defense coach. We've seen him with a run game before. We've seen him with nice weapons. He got to Super Bowls. Mike Tomlin is the CEO of this outfit. Russ is like a new vice president and director of sales. He'll make it more efficient and more productive. He'll bring in much needed experience, some maturity, get things lined up, the train back on the tracks. I mean, listen, the offensive bar is so low in Pittsburgh that if he's slightly above average, and I think he will be with these weapons, it'll feel exceptional. I mean, the Steelers only had, I'm not making this up, the last 2 years, Pittsburgh has had 25 touchdown passes. Russell Wilson had 26 by himself this year in Denver, and it was a rocky start. Kenny Pickett has a career 13 touchdown passes. Russell's disaster year in Denver, he had 16. The worst year of his career. So the Steelers have not been viable offensively for half a decade. Their best offense, this is the high mark, their best offense in the last half decade is 23rd. And this team keeps winning. Not winning Super Bowls, but they keep winning. They won 10 games last year with Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. If you're still defending Kenny Pickett, he was healthy at the end of the year. And they're like, no, we'll go with a backup. And they were better with a backup. But that's what Mason Rudolph is, a very reliable, mature backup. And that's a great job. You make a lot of money doing that. Make 7 figures, be part of the team. 50-some quarterbacks play now annually. Nothing wrong with that gig at all. Great gig. Don't get beat up as much and you make a lot of money. Now, is this Russell Wilson to the Steelers? Does it feel like Stafford to the Rams? No, because we don't have Sean McVay here. Offensive genius. Does it feel like a Brady, the GOAT, to the Bucs? No, we don't have Bruce Arians, an offensive coach here. We have a defensive coach and a defensive culture. But it's an upgrade, and it's not an arguable upgrade. Again, they went with their backup last year, and the starter was healthy. And if you don't think Russ is a top 12 quarterback, that's fine. Maybe he's not. But he is a great bargain. Basically, you get him for free. This is the opposite of Denver. He doesn't have to be the savior. He's not expensive. You didn't have to trade anything to get him. So this remains, in my opinion, a top 5 or 6 roster in the NFL, but the most important position is quarterback, and they aren't very good. They're near bottom of the league. So you're not going to get any of this let Russ cook campaign. You're not going to get any of this he's saving the franchise nonsense. Go in, get the train on the tracks, add some mobility, some maturity, some efficiency, some accuracy. Just make Pittsburgh a slightly above average offense, and it will feel like Stafford to the Rams and Brady to the Bucs. I like it. We predicted it. This is the one we thought worked, and Russ and his agent thought so too. Kirk Cousins, you're up next. All right. You know my history with Baker Mayfield is a little bumpy. But in the end, Baker Mayfield signing a 3-year, $100 million deal to Tampa feels right. Now, it's a little bit like the Daniel Jones contract. It'll probably be closer to 50, 60, 65 million. It's a lot of money in Tampa. He has matured. He is productive. Playoff wins in both conferences. And more than anything, he bet on himself. He signed that 1-year deal in Tampa, said, I'm going to bet on myself. Joe Flacco did that once and got very rich. But there is something about Baker Mayfield that I think is a great quality in life. Last week, I had the opportunity to speak to a class of students at USC. And I said, my favorite quality in young people is resilience, and my least favorite quality is fragile. People have their own problems. They don't want to hear about yours. Resilience is a great quality. Dust yourself off. Nobody lives a perfect life. I'm watching this dynasty on Tom Brady and the Patriots. I watched the MJ documentary. MJ and Brady. Landmines, potholes, people in the organization working against them. That's called life, and that's what sports is. And Baker Mayfield, more than anything else, is resilient. He had to transfer in college. Carolina was a mess. Tampa, GM here, coach there, interim there, Freddie Kitchens there. It was a mess. But yet, he dusted himself off. He's seen the hole in his game, self-awareness, and he's worked on it. This is a more focused Baker, fewer commercials. It's a more mature Baker, less starting fires at the podium every Wednesday. I like this Baker. I think this Baker's good. Now, if this was the AFC West and I had Andy Reid Mahomes, Jim Harbaugh, and Justin Herbert, maybe this deal makes me a little nervous with Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield. But part of what makes it attractive is that it's Tampa. And I think Baker sees that. The NFC South has arguably been the weakest division in football for 10 of the last 20 years. And I don't know if that's because the SEC in college football is so big and powerful in the South. People don't care as much. The media doesn't focus, isn't as negative. When you get up to like New York, Philly, Giants, Washington, college football is not a big deal. There is urgency. Guys get fired. The Philadelphia Eagles every 15 minutes will move off a Super Bowl winning quarterback Nick Foles or a Super Bowl winning coach Doug Peterson. The intensity of the Northeast with their baseball and their NFL, you can feel it. It's palpable. But in the NFC South, Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles, you can win a lot of games there. They've got some stability. They've got some nice weapons. He will be the 17th highest paid quarterback in the league. That's more than reasonable for Baker. I've always said, even when I was critical of him, I thought he was a top 20 quarterback on the planet. And I think 17th, if he hits some bonuses, maybe it's 16th. If Cousins signs a big deal, maybe it's 18th. It feels reasonably Baker-friendly and reasonably Buccaneer-friendly. But I will tell you this. I know I've been a critic of Baker. I know at times I've been hard on Baker. He bet on himself. He's dusted himself off. He did it in college. He did it in Carolina. He did it in Cleveland. And I like this version of Baker. I think he deserved it. I think he's earned it. And I think as of this morning, I would say Tampa would win the division. Now, if Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta, that's pretty interesting too. But right now, in this moment, Baker Mayfield, Todd Bowles, I think are the best team and the best leadership in the division. And I like it. So there you go on a Monday, J. Mac. Now, Kirk Cousins is the next domino to fall. Apparently, you're going to have more on this. There's stuff this morning that's moving. You've thought Atlanta or Minnesota's the fit for him?
What about if Justin Fields goes to Atlanta? Who is the best team in the division then? Are you a believer in Fields or no?
No. I think it would be. If Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta, Kirk has a 10-year history of winning a lot of games. He's like Dak Prescott. We may not see him as a hoist the trophy guy, but Dak and Cousins have won a lot of games.
That's fair. By the way, you see the Baker on the screen, three years for $100 million. Some of these guys really dug into the deal, and it sounds like it's closer to 2 years, $40 million.
Well, okay, but
actual money.
All the deals. I mean, let's face it. If you have a quarterback, these things are getting Mahomes' deal's getting reworked every couple of years. So, but Baker's going to make himself a lot of money.
Certainly.
And I think the story of Baker Mayfield is high school, college, and pros. He's overcome. Yeah. He dusts himself off. He's got great self-belief. And that's a real easy story for anybody to back.
He's a good underdog. I'll say, though, but at 2 years, $40 million, do the Minnesota Vikings then look at Kirk Cousins and say, Kirk, look what Baker got. I'm sorry, we can't pay you 45, but we'll give you 35. Do you want to stay? Or does he get greedy and then go to Atlanta? That's the one that's interesting.
Kirk Cousins never feels greedy to me.
Wait, really? I thought,
well, he's
making like a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
Forcing the issue in Washington and then
in Washington, there was a lack of belief in him in the building. Yeah. But in Minnesota, people like him, teammates like him, the coaches like him. What they'll say is, listen, the less you take, the more weapons we can give you and a better defense. That division now between Jordan, Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching.